It is 1:15 in the morning here in the United States. I'm just watching stuff on YouTube. People alive, eating food, making noise, cooking, and countries are being destroyed. I just watched a video about Persia, which is the ancient name of Iran, and it is end times, according to the Bible. And what just happened, I don't know if it was, I don't know when that bomb was, or bombs were delivered. But I just watched a video of wow, like Russia has this missile. I think it's called the RS-23 or something like that. That thing can travel anywhere on the planet. They did show in that video, they did show that Russia conducted a test and it blew up. But it is sad. This is going to get worse. And America's already bad. Americans, which I call us, because we are a rare breed right now. This country's changing. The world is changing, and it's going to be a new paradigm. Totally. I am exhausted. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I am in my car, and I'm watching all these guys with these motorcycles and like really nice cars, like they're racing and stuff. Police stopped a couple of guys. But the what's going on in our world is scary. Hey, Gomez, Jeremiah, what's up, bro? Lynn, how you say? I can't see that last name. Gayton? Is that how you say it? What's happening? Love you so, not your role. You already know. I just wanted to come on here and thank you so much. I appreciate that. I have not been doing my morning prayers. I am a Christian. I love Father God, Jesus Christ, and He is real. What's up, man? He is real, and His grace and His love is real. These conflicts that are going on right now is in the Bible. And Persia, which is the ancient name of Iran, is where it's going to happen. So there it is. They talk about the monsters that come out of the ocean from lands afar, which is United States. And we just got involved. We were always involved, but directly. You too, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. God bless you. All day, every day. Jesus Christ is the way. You put Him before you, He's going to save you. You heard? Good message, but I haven't played to go to bed. All right. Go ahead, man. Get some rest. Get some rest. God bless you. God bless you. And it is here. It's here. So I don't think that the narrative is to carry out this World War III. Because I've had disagreements with men. I didn't blow up their house. They didn't blow up my house. I've had fisticuffs, fights with men. And thank you, bro. You cool too, man. Hey, you too cool, my breeze. And so it is so disheartening to see that men that supposedly have logic and rationale, and they run this world, would stoop to such a low level as to murdering in mass children, pregnant women, grandparents to control, right? And like I said, I've had fights, I've won and I've lost. I'm still here. I'm not dead. Nobody else is dead. They're not in prison. I'm not in prison. You know, this is not I'm gonna say it's not normal, right? But there's always a time for killing. There's always a time for dying. There's always a time for hugging. But I would say, if I was a world leader, and I am a world leader, we all are, is to say, hey man, you know, when you see folks on you know, on YouTube and you know, and they say, you know, come on, pull up what you want to do, you know, and then they pull up and you know, people are quick to pull a gun. Like, people are so quick to pull a gun. That is so scary. So I love action movies. I just finished watching The Salvation, which is a cowboy movie. And man, you know, when you kill someone, that's a wrap. That's it. You're gonna have to answer the Father God, Jesus Christ, right? How is that gonna be for you? You're talking about your soulmate, and then you're saying, hey, you know, I didn't have any other resolve. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens where you don't have a resolve or a way out of a situation, and you know, someone has to get hurt. But women and babies, hospitals, cowards, I say to myself, right? Because the ultimate thing that you could do to someone, a man, you know, on his land, is to murder his family. What do you expect the outcome is going to be? So I was watching this video. I'm going to try to put it on here, showing you the missiles. These missiles are insane. Like I was watching the RS-23 or 39, something like that, from Russia. That thing will level a city, and then the thermal blast, or whatever that is, will melt people, will melt you. And 666, it's called the Satan, 666 times bigger than than Hiroshima. That is sad. But then again, sad is just an emotion. Like, you can be happy and sad, right? This is not, I would like to let you guys know, this is not a place of peace. It will never be a place of peace. It is a predatory planet. Everything eats everything else. That's just the way it is. So I go back to when people say, you know, well, when I was in school, they would ask you, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Say, I just want to grow up. And even when you do grow up, you never get what you want to be. You're always put in a categorized box, right, to make you feel less than. I was just watching a video about these world leaders, right? They're all connected. They're all connected, because if you look at, I just watched a video with Putin. Putin's in a room with other world leaders, while soldiers are fighting Ukraine or whatever they're doing there, Chinese, Korea. They can all sit in a room and talk about how they're going to destroy you and use you to destroy you. Does that make sense? I am what the world at large likes to call Puerto Rican, right? And we are all warriors, right? We all have families, right? Some of us are not warriors. Some of us are medical. You know, some of us have, you know, the gift of love or the gift of caring. the gift of growing, the gift of architecture, and then you realize that to give to the world, right? But when we're at war, you will go to war, but how can you identify going to a war for what, or sending someone to war while you sit in a war room and you make deals? I am not of that type of man where someone says to me, hey, because we have these beliefs and these understandings, I want you to fight for it and I want you to die, but I'm still going to make deals in oil and food and stuff, but you're going to be dead. What? No. So, like America, Amerigo Vespucci was taken. And I always tell folks this, well, the people who I talk to about these things, is that if you're a king or queen together, there are some things that you have to do that are absolutely horrible, like killing babies. Can you justify that? There's no need to, because this place is predatory. So if you are not the lion, then so that campaign, Rising Lion, read the Bible, please. Do not allow it's going to get worse. America is awful right now for Americans. My generation, we all been sold out by the generation prior to us, which is called the baby boomers, which believed in the iron fist. Where did they get that philosophy from? From those who taught it to them, and then they carried on. Where do you get a philosophy of Jesus Christ? And he's love, unconditional. So if you have someone that loves you unconditionally, no matter what you do you not give that back? Do you not say, wow, however you want to look at it, it's a metaphor. They put him on the cross. So even if it was, right, he was dead, he was sacrificed, and then he was reborn into life. That's your growth of spirituality, right? That's because one thing that I like to say all the time is love your soul, not your role. This is the channel, right? You are not, nobody here, me, you, anybody, no matter how you pass, no matter how you get shot, you get killed, you're gonna go to God, to that realm, to see Jesus Christ. And he's coming. And so when he comes in the physical form, you beware. He didn't come the first time to save man, because he gave you the option to save yourself, which is will. Jesus Christ is a warrior. Dark days are coming. I don't know. I'm in America. We have, electricity and light all the time. But we don't have anything. Americans don't have anything. We owe everybody everything. Twin Towers were taken down. Situations like that where me as a human, as an American, I don't even know how, I owe trillions of dollars. Just me. So every American that has a birth certificate and a social security number owes who? China. So they're all in cahoots. They are all in cahoots. A regime change, whatever you want to, however they want to identify that to you, so that you can say, yeah, America, yeah, Iran, yeah, Israel. No. We all breathe the breath of life, which is God's breath, right? No matter where you at, even in the ocean. So that dynamic of violence against your fellow man is natural. It's natural. To kill is natural. To love is natural. However, to propagate that to where you have an entire, so to say, just say race of people. If you don't know the history, then you don't know why this is happening. Nobody knows. Also, Iran, they tell you, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction. They have nuclear bombs. They're trying to make nuclear bombs. Israel has nuclear bombs. United States have nuclear bombs. Korea, Russia, but they're not getting destroyed. They're not being bombed. You know why? Because this is being perpetuated to fulfill the prophecy that they think is right. They might not be religious. You don't have to be religious. You just have to understand the history. Donald Trump, all the presidents of the United States, they all have relations, blood relations with these old countries. So why does everybody want to come to America? I want to know that. I want to leave America. So America is a land of the home. What is it? Land of the free, home of the brave. If you get a chance before everything blows up, and you come down here, ain't nothing free here. There is nothing free here. If you do not know how to either be a slave, it is hot. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Right? And how to praise to the master, then you're not going to get anything. In order for you to get somewhere in this capitalistic society, you got to do something wrong. I say God bless Israel. Netanyahu, carrying out the biblical prophecies, man. And they're more in depth with religion or indoctrination of spirituality in a book sense. They know what they're doing. There's going to be a blackout soon in America. They're going to push, which they're doing now, credit, right? And no one's going to be able to get anywhere. Let me eat this last piece of cheese. Oh, well, it's a rolly thingy. I got this from Wawa. I'm going to talk about LA, New York, protesters. You can't do anything. You're going to get arrested. They're not going to change no laws. You know what they're going to do? They're going to make the laws even worse. What are you resisting? I'm all for. I don't even know why I'm for it, but I'm all for people prospering. Like, everybody wants to come here and prosper. But guess who pays for that prosperity? Me. Guess who pays for the Medicaid, for the welfare, for the paychecks, for the cars? I don't even have none of that stuff. I'm not even eligible. Like all Americans. But everybody else can get what we work for them. I believe that I can say with confidence that America is the only place that you have different nationalities. Right? You got Arabic, you got Mexicans, you got Puerto Ricans, you got all kinds of nationalities in America. Not in no other country. And then America is called America because it's a smorgasbord, it's a test. Right? So Colombia got Colombians, Ecuador got Ecuadorians, Africa got Africans. It's a deep hole. It's a super deep hole. But remember this, that you know nothing. Even if you read the history of the Moors and the Catholics, and you understand that that's what's going on right now. It's a religious war. Religious, which in I believe in Roman, or it's regulare. It means to regulate, like government means to govern your mentality. You are not free. There's nobody on this planet under any of these people that are free. You're not free. I was, voting in America, right? It's a joke. So you vote for what? What do you vote? What are you voting for? Oh, I want taxes to be lowered. But you're asking someone who's not going to do it. A person who's in power that probably you put there and probably has ties. They're not going to give you what you want. Ever. Because you're still fighting for the same thing that they're taking away, and they're going to keep it. Because if they don't, then they give you freedom. And by the way, freedom. You are free to be dominated. That's what that means. It is eerily quiet before the storm. So look at what was going on. You got the little proxy wars, right? Israel attacks on the side, and here comes America. And from what I've seen, America we don't even have the greatest bombs. We got sneaky tactics and preemptive movements, which by the way is formulated or is a word I'm looking for, or orchestrated. So I'll give you a brief example. The word news, or news, right? News. What does that mean? Pretty sure you don't know. I didn't know. So news, listen to this here. Listen to here. Wake up. Now I'm about to go to sleep, man. But news is north, east, west, and south. Information age, right? Some folks, they call them watchers, right? What they did is they created some videos where they collaborated news channels from different states on that same day, and they all were saying the same thing. Edward Bernays, listen to me. Edward Bernays, Propaganda. Read it. It's a small book. Read it. Edward Bernays, who's related to a second cousin or whatever to Einstein, whatever that guy's name is. Right? These powerhouse thinkers that have the ability, time and money, and just sitting around and thinking about how to manipulate you. Edward Bernays, Propaganda. Get it and read it. So there's a movie, man, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a guy, or a man, right? He had a family. This was back in the days when the colonials, whatever they call them, came to America, right? So what he did was he got his plot of land, right? So he had an idea. So this idea was making him money, super money. Oh man, I forgot the name of this movie. I think it was with he was using wood. So the United States at that point you know, which is ran by the English, period. Check them out. When they give us news here in America, they always tend to include people from, you know, the government or the oligarchy of England, the king and why? Why do I have to know that? Well, the king and the queen, because they own America. And America is a weapon. I want to say to all of our soldiers in each branch of our armed forces, remember this. You have family. You have children, parents, cousins, brothers. Don't turn a blind eye. And I know that when you're in these armed forces that they do certain things to desensitize you. So the LA riots and all that stuff, whatever that stuff, you know, whatever they're calling it, right? It was a distraction. Boom. Now this couldn't be held off because, you know, is it true? Like, you know, did they really do that? Did they really bomb it? They're telling you they did. They're showing you videos. Hey, we bombed Iran or you know, Israel. Those are videos. Okay, if you know somebody over there, say, yeah, man, what's going on? That's what happened, really, right? Because you're not gonna really know unless you put your finger in the dirt. Somebody's telling you something that was going on, and you're gonna run with it. Oh yeah, propaganda. I'm not saying it wasn't done. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, do some more. Think outside the box. And you're in a box all the time. School is about institution. Listen to institution. Break down the word, and you'll figure it out. But there's nobody else going to help you. I'm 50. And all this information that's coming to me has not come because some elder has shown me. Because when you teach someone, when you educate someone, then what you're doing is that you're setting them free. Now, is it in my best interest to teach you, to set you? Is it in my best interest to teach you, to set you free? If I set you free when you learn what I know, how will you use that? Will you use it against me? So there's a lot of videos, man, going on YouTube and the news. Putin said this. You know, he's gonna retire. This guy I was just watching this dude just now, and he said, "Listen, we all need to talk about what's happening right now." But Americans, the news, north, east, west, and south, will have us indoctrinated to believe that Putin is the bad guy, that this guy's the bad guy, that this. I'm just saying, if you're running with a gang, and one of your mans from your gang go out and does something, right? He's not gonna, or he did something to somebody because they did something. He's not gonna come to you and tell you the truth, because then you're gonna say, "Hold on, man. What do you mean you did this?" And all of a sudden you went over to now we have to back you up because of something that you did that was not in our laws. So God bless the entire world, right? This situation is going to get worse. And as soon as it gets there, guess who's coming through? The greatest warrior of all time. You either going to run with him or you can't go against him. You cannot. It's impossible. So you're going to be a casualty. You're just going to be, all right, see you later. Because this world is owned This is not this place is not just didn't just happen. It tells you in the Bible, whether you want to believe it or not. People say that knowledge is the truth is the enemy of belief. That's what logical, rational philosophers say. The more you know, the less you tend to believe, because you know. You don't have to believe if you know. So if I'm telling you that I know, I know that Jesus Christ exists. Because a lot of people say, well, it's not tangible. I don't see him. He's not helping me. Look at my life. That's not what he was there for. He's your soulmate. So if you align with him, then you will see and you will feel him. But if you don't align with him, then you're not going to feel him and you're not going to see him. You're going to see the yang of the yin, which is your lower, you want to call it chakra, whatever you call it that, so that you can understand, right? Material. No, it's not, because you're living in the material, and everything that you see and everything that you touch, it's got to be, go into your soul, love your soul, not your role, and find it out. Scary. But also, it is a light to let you know, because I told, well, not again, because I didn't say this, but this is something I would like for people to understand on my channel, right? Is that when you were born, you were unknown. You didn't know anything. You didn't feel anything. You came out of darkness. Listen to what listener, into the light. You came from darkness into the light. When the light was seen and touched by you physically, then your understanding of reality changed. You were still alive in the darkness, but your reality was a totally different frequency. It wasn't material. It wasn't physical. So you did not bring that with you, even though it's still, they call it the ether, the blackness, whatever you want to call it. But we all came from the darkness. Tell me if you came from the light. I want to know. So, well, I want to know that, because when you're here and you've been here and you've been here and all of us have been here over and over and over and over again. Hey, resurrection. How is that? Do you control that? No, you don't. Thank you, bro. So I wanna just expand on it just a little tiny bit, because it's important for you to know. I think is that when your physical is ashes to ashes and dust to dust, to the mud you must be trust. To the mud you must return. You must return what is that you? It's your capsule. It's your physical being. Because, ready? When you stop breathing, you don't stop breathing. The physical entity that you are encapsulated in is no longer viable to hold that breath of life. You are now free. When you die, that's what they call it. Such a negative term, right? You are free. You will never be free in this physical plane. Impossible. Within the physical is within the physical is within the physical. When I'm getting kind of metaphysical here, but I yearn for the babies, right? The children. Children. 2 words, but look it up. What will we leave them? How will we leave them? You don't have to ask that, because Father God, he already got that under control. Don't worry about it. However, you are the janitors of this plane. But you are not the controller. You have a big fight ahead of you, a big battle. You're not going to win. Nobody's going to win. You do not win here. You are not here to win. You are here to lose. Sounds sucky, right? You're here to lose. And that loss is of the physical. Put that together in your face. You heard, wake up, right? The loss is in the physical. The resurrection, the crucifixion is symbology, like McDonald's, is the sacrifice of the dead man into a living being. I'm ready to go. There are other beings. There are other life forms, obviously, because if you look here, you got the macro and the micro, right? You got the small little animals, the little cells. We all are made up of all little animals, all little insects. That's disgusting. They feed off of you. Predatory planet. You feed off of them. You see an ant, you kill it. If an ant can kill you, it will kill you. That's the evolution of this place. And it's never going to change. Never. No matter how much you pray, no matter how much you love God, this is where you are. Now, when you pray and when you ask God for forgiveness and you ask God to forgive you your sins, you already, they say you already born a sinner, but you don't even know where you came from. So how are you born a sinner? That's complicated. But that's not for you to understand. Because, again, to know that you know nothing is to know that you know everything. To know that you know nothing is to know that you know everything. I was talking to a Hindu. Is he Hindu? Was he Hindu? I think. What he said to me was, when you stop thinking, let me blow my nose, Mike. When you stop thinking, you are in the divine. That didn't work. Because everything serves its purpose. When you ask and you say, man, I don't know what's my purpose. I don't know what I'm doing here. You're serving a purpose. You are a particle of God. You are a breath of life of God. And the experience that you're going through, whether you like it or not, and most likely you're not going to like it, is the pinpoint of existence. So when you transcend, I don't like to say death, however you died, however you will die, shot, stabbed, in the bed in the hospital, you have to transcend. Now, basic information before leaving Earth. If you, and most of us do, the majority of us do, transcend without loving your soul and not your role, you will be a disembodied spirit. A disembodied spirit. They exist. Right? You know when you have nightmares? You know when you see things or you feel things that's a disembodied spirit. What happens to them? Where do they nothing happens to them. Now, not everybody has a soul, not everybody has a spirit, believe it or not. When this is all over the place, but I just it's getting there. We getting there. The people, I don't even like to call them people. because they're not people. That are pushing the narrative to have Israel destroyed. It's in the Bible, man. It ain't happening. I don't care who you are. Iran, Russia, America. America is protecting, will protect at all costs Israel. At all costs. Don't get it twisted. Now, doesn't mean you can go around, shooting people all the time. Doesn't mean you can just be dropping. That's not what you do. Right? But remember, Israelites gave Christ to the Romans. Come on now, wake up. You already know how many cosmic in the house. It's really late. I know I came on here because, I was just watching. I don't watch the NEWS, North, East, West, and South, because that's a propaganda, to basically manipulate and control how you feel, how you think, what you're looking at, who you're looking at, how you're looking at them. That's what it is. I say God bless America. Jesus Christ loves everybody. Period. It says it in the Bible. It tells you in the Bible. A lot of people like to argue, the only people are going to be, saved, in the rapture. It's coming. Oh, the Hebrews. That's not real. If you accept God in your heart and you feel him and you know he's there and he's your soulmate. I was looking at videos, just watching videos of, oh man, I wonder who my soulmate is. No, you don't have a soulmate. Nobody has a soulmate. In terms of humans, the only soulmate that you have is Jesus Christ. What is that shining on my face? It's like a light. Oh, let me see my soul. You were born alone. You were born alone. You're gonna die alone. There's a song that I love so much. I don't love it, but I really enjoy it. It's called Like a Stone. It goes, in your house I long to be, room by room, patiently I'll wait. No. I'll wait for you there, like a stone. I'll wait for you there, alone. In your house I long to be. Great song. And I formulate that to Father God Jesus Christ. Yin and yang. Without evil there will be no good. Without good there will be no evil. Where do you fall? Where do you fall? Right? Do you do things and say, hey man, I did this because it was the right thing for me to do? No, you don't. Because you don't understand what that is unless you're told. Parents, teach your kids the Bible. Show it to them. Read it to them. This is going to get worse. Don't matter if you got a bunker, if you got guns and people to give you. It don't matter. Don't listen. I'm going to try to share that video. You're talking about a missile that can travel 12,000 miles in any direction and kill millions of people at one time. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap for you. Now, there are other beings that are going to prevent that, but listen, the most powerful being or living thing on this planet are humans. God, he tells you, we are stronger than any other race, but we are stupid. We are selfish. We are non-negotiating with what we want. Your life does not belong to you. I watch rappers, I sold my soul to the devil. It don't belong to you to sell it. You don't even know where it came from. Where did you come from? You don't know. They tell you here, oh, Jesus Christ gave you life. Listen, fine, figure it out when you die. That's the only way you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna go through life looking and trying to search and asking people. You're gonna be confused. I think India has like 30,000 gods. I know Indians had like the grass god, the fruit god, the cow god, the palm tree god. What is that term? If you're saying this is God, what is that God? It gives you that object, whether most likely material, it gives you life. The sun, the S-U-N, the S-O-N, the moon, and the earth. Holy Trinity right here. There you go. Without those three entities, this plane that you are inhabiting would not exist. Would it matter to you? Probably not, because you're not going to be here. So it's not going to matter. A lot of people say, damn, man, if I die, it don't matter because I'm dead. It's going to matter to people are selfish when you die. People are selfish when they love you. I love you. And when you die, they cry because you're dead. You know what, bro? Yo, I say this. He ain't going to be here. She ain't going to be here going through this nonsense. Because there is no physicality. The Bible says there is no pain. There's no sadness. There's no happiness. There is just, it just is. I can't wait, man. So it's a lot of stuff that you have to you can't understand. You're not going to understand it because it's convoluted. It's poisoned just to control you. That's the main, excuse my French, that's the main shit stain, is only to control. There is nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Trees have been here, water, the ocean. Listen to this. The ocean is the ocean. It's still the ocean. You might have little tsunamis, but it's not taking nothing over. You got tremors, you got earthquakes, you got fires. It's still going to happen whether you here or not. There's nothing new under the sun. You ain't new. You're not new here. You ever heard of a deja vu? Well, I'm not even going to put it to you like that. I'm going to put it like, you ever been to a place that you felt that you've been there before? And I'm not saying like, oh, this McDonald's. I was at this. No, because normally when it happened to me, it was like a sense of my surroundings. Because there's nothing new under the sun. So let's just say this. Evil, which is live backwards, and good, which is dug backwards. If you take out the O, it's God. Is inertia. It's energy in its process, and it's not gonna change, right? It's gonna transcend. It's not gonna change. The energy will not change. I'm not a scientist, but energy doesn't change, right? If electricity is electricity, is electricity. Fire is fire. Water is water. Air is air, right? It doesn't change. Now, you can have different compounds of that particular energy when introduced with a different type of element. Absolutely. That's chemistry, right? Alchemical properties that we learn while being here to manipulate those elements, which is wonderful. Wow. But there's nothing new under the sun. You're not new. You've been here. You've been coming here. You're gonna keep on coming here till you figure it out, and you're not gonna figure it out. Somebody has to release you. Come on, wake up, wake up. You have to be released from this cycle, because you don't know how to release yourself, because you don't know. Jesus Christ knows, and he's telling you in the Bible, there is no way through God. There is no way to God but through me. That's what he says, man. Test it. Test it. Just test it. And again, excuse me, right? But women and men, get some balls and figure it out, right? Get some balls and follow Christ, right? Get a soul. Love your soul, not your own, and follow Christ and see what happens. What you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. Nothing. Now, let's just say you get there, right? and you have all of these systematic belief systems that are still in your memory, because your memory you do take with you, but you don't bring it with you back. Your memory, which is why when you don't think about much, you don't have anything to lose really, because you don't have like there's nothing. Oh, I don't want to lose that memory. Delete. Oh man, I remember. Let it go, because you can't bring it back. So when you struggling in that frequency and you get there, and God says to you, "Hey man, you got to go back, bro." What? Yeah, man. What you mean I gotta go back? I praised you and I talked about you, you know what I'm saying? And I spread the word. Yeah, but you fell short. You will not be released from this continuous cycle of life unless you go through Jesus Christ. And even at that point, he says, "Yo, you got to go back." You ain't got no choice. Because you ain't the man. You sitting next to the man, sitting next to the man, sitting next to the man. However, you are a particle of God. Take that with you. All of your memories, all of your understanding that is not indoctrinated in you through the educational system, especially here in America. I always forget this scientist's name, but I got his book, The Educational System in America. Ooh, we figured that out. We hear the bell? Bring, lunchtime, bring, break time. Same thing you do when you go to work over here. Same, it's the same. So, I'm saying a lot. I'm saying a lot of stuff, right? Like a lot of stuff. Because I want you to be saved. I'm not saved. I'm not saved. And you say to yourself, what you mean say money is everything, and you know, 'cause of course it is. We're here in the plane. Yeah. Right? But remember, pharaohs from Egypt, the most educated and studied man of all, right? You got the Assyrians, you got all those folks, right? They knew they couldn't take all that gold with them. But they searched the world for it. Makes you feel good. But complete loving your soul, not your role. Guaranteed, man. No matter what you're going through, no matter, you're rich, you're poor, you're hungry or hangry. I was hangry the other day, man. What? Your soul is gonna give you the nourishment that you need when you profess Jesus Christ. I'm from the 90s, right? I'm from the 90s. Back to the Future. And to it's which is educated. This is how they to be someone, right? In Christianity, right? Following you a herb. I don't know if y'all know what a herb is. Look it up. That's a New York term. Right? You're a buster. You're afraid, to live the street life, to do the things that regular humans do. Because when you follow Jesus Christ, you are no longer a human. You're a man, women alike. Because a man, women alike, makes the right choice in their own will. They don't follow humans, because humans are not worthy. Just look at what's going on and you tell me if humans are worthy. You're not worthy. You're not. Is that bad to say? I don't think so, because look what's going on. If you were worthy, none of this would be going on. But this is being pushed onto you by men. You heard me, right? Y'all are human, and man, which is demigod, pushing his narrative onto you, right? Because you don't know how to be a man. They took that away, right? You got the patriarchy, right? Holy Trinity, man, woman, and child. Hear me again, the Holy Trinity. You know what I'm saying? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Who's the Holy Spirit? Shut up, man. But remember, man, Jesus Christ loves all of us. And I love to say that because it's so true, bro. It is so true. How do you find that? How do you find that? You gotta be on your lonesome. You can't allow humans and man, to distract you from that connection. Whether they're doing it on purpose or not, they don't even know. But when Jesus Christ calls you, you're gonna know. You no longer gonna be a herb. And don't get it twisted. We don't turn no other cheeks around here, right? Jesus Christ got that from when he was traveling until he was 33. Remember that? All the vertebrae in your spinal cord, 33 of them. Which is okay, right? It's okay, turn the other cheek. Now, you being a human, would you turn the other cheek? If I slapped you in your face. Now, if I slapped you in your face, God help you. But would you turn the other cheek? As a follower of Jesus Christ, would you turn the other cheek? You must. Because the flesh is worldly. The flesh don't mean nothing. You can get smacked, shot, and that stuff, that physical impact is worldly. It stays here. And you don't. You don't stay here. You came here, you gotta leave. Ain't that something? Yo, Craig, I heard you in that jam, man, is pumping. Deliver yourself like Jesus Christ delivered himself. You don't want to? Life is too good. Money's too good. Women too good. Men too good. Whatever you into. Cars are nice. Rims, motorcycles, all that. Whatever. Airplanes, whatever you into. It's too good to let it go. King David. Read that. Ecclesiastes, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. had everything. But everything is nothing without God. Everything is nothing without God. You have nothing if you don't have God. Facts. God gave you the breath of life. So without the breath of life, you have Nathan. You rolling on zeros. King David, I think it's King David. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Palaces, women, money. He owned the whole world, basically. And he was empty. He was empty. You have a hole? Do you have a hole right here? Right here? Do you have a hole? Do you feel empty? I got my fan here. I just hit it. Do you feel empty here? Here. Right. And I'm saying physically here. Ask yourself that. When you're sitting down, and it's happened to me, and this is why I'm saying it. For every finger I'm pointing, 3 pointing back at me. Man, my fingers are dirty, bro. I'm gonna take a shot. Look at. Oh yeah, I pinched my finger in a door the other day, man. That was not. It was like a metal door. Ooh wee. I probably would have chopped it off if I didn't react as fast as and I didn't even react. Like I went to close the door and it, you know what I'm saying? Like I closed it, like walking out. So I don't even know. So I'm closing the door and then I just put my hand in between the hinge. It was weird. Yeah, it hurt really bad. So do you feel empty here? Here, right here. Physically, I'm pointing right here. See my chest, big barrel, man, you bird. Right here. Do you feel empty there? Do you? That is really, really, that hurts, right? That you're empty here. Guess who can fill that spot right there? You already know Jesus Christ loves you right there. He'll fill that for you. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Remember, or think about it. You don't look up into the sky. Don't look down. It ain't a physical thing. But when he come through, he gonna come through. I don't know how he's gonna come through. You know, like they have him depicted as Serapis. I don't know if you guys know. Read your history, right? With the big thick beard, the beard. You know what a beard is? The Greeks. You look that up. So they got him look like Serapis, a white dude with a beard, right? That's what they make you. So why do they show you this man that women love so much? They don't even love their husbands that much. And you go, this man, he's a man. When you see him, they show you a man. This man, he's a man. That's not what he is. He is not a she. He is not a her. He is not a him. He is not a it. That's omnipresent. Omni is you. I like saying that. You. You. You are Jesus Christ. So, if you love Jesus Christ, who you loving? Come on, give me some bacon, man, with some hot, fresh eggs and who you loving if you loving Jesus Christ? And I just told you, you Jesus Christ. Who you loving? Ooh wee. You don't need that hole that I was just telling you about. Will be. Yo, I like doing these screens, man. I don't even know why I didn't do it. But let me see what I got. Yo, man, I just got bit. But like 7 times. Yeah. So there he goes. That's Serapis. That's a Greek dude. I try to make him Puerto Rican. But in order for you to relate as a human, in the physical frequency, then this is what those that understand what non-physical is, an artist. Say, hey, Jesus Christ. That's you. I mean, I'm saying my nose is kind of, you know, he looked like his nose. He's from the north. He's a Nordic god. This is a Caribbean god. I used to say God was gold, oil, and diamonds. But you will not ever understand what that is until you begin to love Jesus Christ. And again, Jesus Christ is you. It says it in the Bible. So you will never be empty without love. You will never feel alone. You will never feel those that will disappear. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Love, evil. Ah, wake up, wake up. You already know, you bird. It will create that void. And that is a dark and lonely void. I mean, you were born alone, you're going to die alone. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire, but there's no one long, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too. How about you? Don't worry, it's all just a symptom of being human. So, I know it's had, that's what she said, to try and conceive that. But you're never going to be able to conceive it until you die. That's horrible. See, that's horrible. Oh, now I know. Right, I've been living for 80 years and now I know, and I'm dead, man. If I would have knew this, if you would have knew it, you would have never gone through the experience of living life. I've been here for an hour, man, and I don't know if anything I said at this early hour in the morning has. My intention is to share what I understand, what I've studied, what I continue to study, so that Jesus Christ can say to that guy right there, not him, right? And say, yo, my man, you did it, you bird, right? But no, because I have been with so much information of just my life experience that I want to share it. I think it's important, right? Because you young folks, I don't know what comes after Generation Z. I don't know. Is there another? Go back to Generation 8? And yeah, there are things that, oh wow, look at that. That I'm not gonna lose out on nothing when I see, like they say, your maker, my maker. I'm not. My father's a preacher, by the way. Right? Yeah. But he preached with an iron fist. I don't like doing that. I don't like pointing fingers at people and saying, you're a sinner. How does that happen? How you just got here and you a sinner? Because you've been here before. That's why you a sinner. He showed you when he resurrected. That's what you do. You resurrect. If you don't follow Jesus Christ, that's what you're going to keep on doing. That's why he did it. That's why he died and resurrected, so he can show you. Listen, I died and I came back. Same's going to happen to you. But my purpose is to show you that that's going to happen. But I'm going to do it in that understanding, right? I'm going to do it in the same body. Because if he came back, right? Let's just say dude right here, right, was like, yo, Serge, yo, my man, hey, yo, I'm Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to sacrifice myself. And he gets hung, you know what I'm saying? Goes to hell, because he went to hell. He descended and then he ascended. He went to hell. Now, you can argue what that is. Fine. You can say we in hell right now. Sure. Probably came here. Why would God send Satan, supposedly, to the place where he has his most precious creation? Ask yourself that. He banished the devil. Where he banished him to? So that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to resurrect. You're going to die. You're going to resurrect. You're going to die. You're going to resurrect. This is probably, I don't care what it is, but because I want to say, you know, I'm not trying to be politically correct, right? That's not what I'm doing, right? That I don't care about that. Yo, it was just 1/11/11. The emerald tablets. I don't know if you watch that guy Billy, whatever Billy, the guy's on this on YouTube, but Hermes Trismegistus. I think that's how I say it. Hermes Trismegistus. I don't know. Thoth. The emerald tablets. The Gnostic. I don't know if they call it the Gnostic teachings or the Gnostic writings. Right. Then you have all other sorts of philosophies. You have, of course, Robert Pike. I think I don't know if that's his name. He's a Mason, one of the biggest Masons of all time. Wrote a book, Dogma. You also have, you got that. You know, you got all these philosophers from back in them days or whatever the case may be. But if you read all of those books, right? What will you discover? What will you know? I'm going to tell you. You're not going to know nothing. You're going to be more confused. You're going to have more questions. That's never going to be answered. Because we can't answer those questions. Now, you can speculate. You can meditate. You can propagate. You can put yourself on your knees and you can say, God, give me this, give me this, give me this. He'll give it to you. And you have to give it. You have to pay for it. But you're not going to understand it. If you ask Father God for the Holy Spirit, again, Holy Trinity, man, put it together. It's a triangle. The Big Bang Theory. There's all types of science and research that contradicts other science and other research. If you don't research on your own, then you're just regurgitating information that somebody else told you, because you're not gonna know. Somebody tells you the North Pole is in the north. How you know that? Because they're telling you, but you can't go there. They won't let you go there, or South Pole, whatever. They won't let you go there. I think there's a part of Puerto Rico, dude. I think I was talking to somebody. He said that he tried to go to this certain mountain in Puerto Rico. He said that agents, like American soldiers, came out of the woods, was like, yo, back up, money. I think there was even a sign that said, no cruces esta frontera. And he was like, yo, this is my country, man. I'm going. Man, he said they came out on and they straight up pointed at what's the American rifle? What is that? It's not an AK, it's a AR-15? No, it was the MK-19. He said they pulled it up. He said that they popped out of nowhere. He saw the signs. Don't aquí no cruces. Don't cross here. I think it even said. I think he even said we will kill you or we will shoot you. Man, this dude said, listen. And this guy is. This guy is a decorated Mason, and also a Rosicrucian. By the way, Rosicrucians have free books. Read these books. Now these folks do science and spirituality all at once. Incredible. Astrology, astronomy, blah blah blah. he's up there. This guy, 33rd degree, whatever, 33rd degree, 33rd vertebrae. Hit you in the back of the head and say, hey, Suse. So don't just take what I'm saying at face value. And I ain't saying nothing. Look it up if you're interested in loving your soul and not your role. Wake up, wake up. Jesus Christ loves you.